Hi, this is Ken Kerschbaumer with the Sports Video Group, and I'm here at the Football Production Summit at the Stade de France. I'm here with Sarah Cheadle. She's a director with Sky Sports, one of the best because she will be working on the Women's World Cup this year. So let's start with that.
Sure.
When did you find out you were getting involved? Did they give you a call? How did this, was it an interview process?
No, so bit of background for me. I work for Sky Sports. I work on Premier League week in, week out. And then I got a call, from FIFA HBS to ask me if I would be interested to go and work for them.
Was it surprising? Were you shocked?
I don't think anyone's done it before from Sky, and being a female as well. But no, brilliant opportunity, can't wait.
So do you know which matches you're doing yet, or where you'll be located? Or?
Yeah, so my team is based in Le Havre, and we go up to the quarter-final stage.
Okay, great. So you have good oysters, good seafood up there, and lots of cider.
So they say, yes, can't wait.
So would you approach, when I talk to people about directing like the World Cup matches, so obviously it's a bigger scale.
Sure.
You have to play maybe more neutral, but how do you think you might approach that differently than a regular Premier League match, if at all?
I'm not sure really. Having never done it before, it's a whole new experience. I kind of treat every match the same, whatever I go into. So it could be one of the lower league games or one of the big title deciders or a cup final. And there's different rules and regulations when it comes to FIFA from what the Premier League would do, say, for Sky Sports. But in terms of a match is a match at the end of the day. It doesn't matter who's playing. It's the same principles.
Right. Every director always lets me down when I talk to for the Super Bowl, these big matches that you want to hear them say, this is the most important thing, you have to do it all differently. But they're like, it's just at the end of the day, it is the focus for a director is to tell the story.
Sure, absolutely, 100%.
So how do you balance, technical tools and kind of keeping focused on the story? Are there moments in a match where you find it can be challenging to focus on the story and not get sidelined?
I think that's a main principle of match directing from my point of view, is always what is the story? You have to follow the story. The fans at home, the viewers, what do they want to see? So every cut you make, every replay you put in, every decision you make, you're thinking, what am I trying to show here?
Right.
So I did the cup final in England on Sunday, and we had a big story where the manager was falling out with the goalkeeper, and that suddenly became the story of the second half, and then it went into a penalty shootout. The goalkeeper refused to come off, the manager wanted him to come off, but everyone's drawn to that and just cutting the pictures of the manager saying this, the goalkeeper saying this. It was brilliant. It was so exciting. So,
right.
But you're focusing still. There is a match to be played, but there's a sort of off-the-field story going on at the same time. So.
Right. So now how many cameras do you usually have for your matches?
So it ranges from the big games on Premier League, we could have 20 cameras. The very small non-live games, we could have 8.
Okay, so the Women's World Cup, you'll have 21, so you have plenty of...
I don't think there's as many as that. I think there's 14, 12, 14,
Right. So as far as your career, because like I mentioned before we were chatting, I spoke with someone in college, university in the US, and he said, I want to be a producer. And everybody, when you talk to someone who wants to become a producer or a director, they usually don't know how to get started. So talk a little about your career, how you kind of became a director, and did you know when you were a kid that you always wanted to direct?
To be honest, no. My mum always wanted me to work at a bank, so I thought I was destined for that. To be honest, I've always had a love of sport, especially football. So I wrote off for work experience at various places. And then Sky Sports were brilliant. They offered me some work experience. I went down to London, the big city, the big smoke.
Right.
And I started as a runner, back in 1998.
Right.
And I've been there ever since, never looked back, worked my way up.
So did someone tell you back then you have to start as a runner and then you'll maybe get to where you want to go? Or did they just kind of say, this is all we have and take it or leave it?
No, to be honest, I was so excited to get a job in sport, to be honest. I hadn't really ever thought further than that.
Right.
And then once you're in, you see the opportunities, you work through the teams. Like I say, I used to start making tea and coffee as well.
Right,
and then, basically then started going down a path, and I worked in VT. And then as soon as I started getting onto football, which is ultimately, I suppose, what I wanted to do, I then decided then, for me, being on a live OB and the buzz you have sitting in front and cutting the cameras, etc. It was a no-brainer, really. I wanted to direct rather than produce. You get to a crossroads, and that's kind of where I wanted to go.
So were there any times where you took a step that was intimidating for you? Like that you didn't know if you could do the job, but you said, look, I have to do this because this is what I want to do? And
sure, match directing is a huge step. It's very, you have the control, the power, but no, it's amazing.
So what was that like when you made that leap to getting in the director's chair? And where were you before? What was your position before that?
So I was the VT coordinator, so I was in charge of doing the replays, so working to the director, but this, in effect, assistant director.
Right, okay.
And then when I made the move up, I got a great opportunity to direct a small game at half time and loved it. And
Right.
never
Did you
looked
stomach
back.
at all, or were you
Actually, to be honest, my boss at Tony Mills didn't tell me he was going to do it. He just said, "In you go." So I didn't have time to think,
Right.
which is probably the best way, because if I'd thought about it too much, I would have been like, "Oh no."
Right.
But no, in I went, and
So what would be your advice for university students, or for anybody, because obviously you don't necessarily have to go to university
Sure.
to get into our industry.
Yeah.
But what should they do to start their career in sports production?
Again, I think from like myself, any opportunity you get, just take. You never know where it might lead. Just because, like you say, you might have a degree. I have a degree in history. I'd
Right.
never imagined I'd end up match directing. So
Right.
any opportunity you get, and just love what you do. I mean, I'm so lucky and privileged that I love what I do. I
Sure.
wouldn't change it. So just grasp it.
Go for it. So as far as because we are a technical association, we love our technology. So are there any cool tools that you like? I mean, what's your take on things like HDR, or do you like more super slow-mo? What are sort of things that as a director you...
So personally, I love the close cameras, so the steady cams, the sort of close that you feel by the
Right.
pitch. The cup final just gone again. I had a penalty shootout, and we had spider cam, which was amazing.
That's good for that.
Yeah,
Right.
that was the first. I'd done a penalty before, but never a proper full-out shootout.
Right.
It's just felt that you were there taking
Just
the
kind of
penalties
parked it
with
back
them.
behind the
Yeah,
behind the goalkeeper, or you're back
behind the player. Yeah, so you get the perception of, you see the goal, you just felt like you're there kicking the ball with him.
Right.
It had a mixed response. It's funny because some viewers loved it, other viewers were, I don't like an angle that we're not used to, because obviously
Right.
normally you just use your main camera one through the game.
Right, sure.
You use your setup shots on the spider cam, but you never stay with the ball live. Well, we don't
Right.
at Sky.
Right.
So it was a different way to view penalties, but
Right.
to me it was brilliant. A lot of people praised it. But yeah, it's interesting how it's sort of divided opinion.
So you mentioned the spider cam. So I know that the NBA just used Skycam for live coverage during their All-Star game,
Yep.
which is interesting, on-court coverage, because they figured out, they did some studies to find out, they did this shot data of the entire league, and they said that no shot goes higher than 28 feet. So as long as
Right.
you're above 28 feet, you're okay. So what's your take on potentially, the Skycam, spider cams in a football environment? I know
Yes.
the ball can go higher, but...
So we have the same rules. It can't drop below, I think it's 20 metres.
Right.
Again, it's less. I think NFL, it all goes one way, so you know it's,
Right, right.
but football obviously can go wherever. So,
Yeah.
the guys we work with are brilliant. They know, and it's a new thing for us. We've not used it that recently, so we're learning all the time with spider cam. But some of the shots, the images from the weekend, for example, were brilliant. So
Right.
we're very excited.
Great. So now back to the World Cup. You'll be here when? When do you come over here then?
June.
June.
Yeah.
So, and you'll be in Le Havre for the whole time?
Yes, up till the quarter-final stage, I believe. Yeah.
Right. Excellent. So do you have a meeting with your team or whatever? How do you kind of get ready for that match? 'Cause
Yeah.
That's a different team, right?
Sure. No, so I've been asked to pick my team, which is amazing. So
cool.
I've given FIFA the names of everybody. They've been in touch. So we're still putting everybody together. But exactly that, we'll get everybody together. I've got some briefings in the next few months
Right.
to discuss various bits and pieces. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the way they do that. They really give the team, the director, the chance to put together their
Yeah.
all-star team. So
Brilliant.
the whole event is just nothing but all-stars.
Exactly.
And people who know how to work together and love working together, more importantly.
Exactly, because it's a new thing for me and for a lot of my team, but we work together week in, week out, and we all work from the same page. It's great. It's
Right.
exciting.
Excellent. Great. Well, thanks, Sarah, for your time.
No problem.